Well, I am Lucas's co-host, Brandon Wayne Little. We're going to be bringing up some comics, and we're going to try to warm you up. Thank you so much, everybody, for being out here. This warms all of our comics hearts that you guys are here, and you guys are a really good-looking crowd, really good-looking crowd. I know what I look like. I look like a divorced dad who tries to start shit at Little League games. Somebody who would just headbutt a ref. I mean, a bad call is a bad call, You can't let that shit go. One time out here at a comedy show, an audience member came up to me and said, "You know what you look like, dude? You look like a grown-up Bobby Hill." And that made me mad. I yelled at the dude. I said, "I don't know you. That's my purse." And then I kicked him in the dick. That's right. My dad's sister hates Jewish people. I call her anti-Semitic. She hates that joke. Not as much as she hates the Jews, but she's a bad person. Speaking of bad people, we all know who J.D. Vance is. Yeah, Trump's running mate. Y'all know the rumor about him? Yeah, he maybe had sex with that couch. Do we think that's true? We think that's true? I think it's true, too, because I saw his family photo, and one of his kids was an ottoman. He's a good dad. I would say he's a good dad. Oh, man. I've been married now for 18 years. Yeah. My wife is a Japanese woman. Her maiden name is Mizumoto. But when we got married, she took my last name, which I think was a mistake. I think she should have kept her name because I think Mizumoto sounds cooler than Little. It sounds way cooler. I'm starting to think I should have taken her name. I could be Brandon Mizumoto. That sounds like a movie star name. Not going to lie. Brandon Wayne Little, that sounds a lot like a serial killer name. It also doesn't help that I have a serial killer's face. You hear the name Brandon Wayne Little and you see this face, you immediately think, that guy's got a high body count. Goddamn right. You'll never find him. But anyway, I think in addition to it sounding cooler, I just want a maiden name because it'd be progressive. And fun in certain situations. Like if people came up to me and said, "Hey, are you Mr. Little?" I'd be like, "Oh, no, that's my maiden name." Or if I was like a fancy schmancy party with wine and cheese and a security guard with a clipboard would come up to me and be like, "How'd you get into this party? I didn't see your name on the guest list." And I'd be like, "Oh, that's okay. Sometimes I go by my maiden name." I fantasize about that a lot. Pretty dumb. Anyway, my wife and I, we recently started practicing ethical non-monogamy, meaning we were going to date other people. And, of course, it was my idea. It's usually the guy's idea. But I pitched it in the living room. I said, we should date other people. And she's like, "Yeah, go ahead, babe. Have fun." Like, she didn't even look up from her book. Like, she was that convinced ain't shit gonna happen. And yeah, she was kind of right. I've been striking out a lot lately. I was on a date a few weeks ago with a woman, and I thought the date was going well. We had great conversation at dinner. We walked around the city. We held hands. I felt like we had a good rapport. And so I drop her off at the end of the date, lean in to kiss her goodnight, and she stops me like a bouncer. She's like, "I'm not there yet." I was like, okay. So I went home super sad, and I told my wife about it, and my wife consoled me. She rubbed my back, and she's like, "Don't worry about it, babe. The next date will go better. You're a good dude. You just got to get back out there." And yeah, I didn't think about that. That was a nice benefit of ethical non-monogamy. If you have a bad date, your wife can, comfort you. And it was really nice. But the other side of that coin was I was in the kitchen about 20 minutes later, grabbing a beer, and my wife was in there, and I lean in to kiss her, and she stops me and goes, "I'm not there yet." Yeah, and she laughed. Y'all are fucking laughing, and you know what? I'm kind of a comedian. I can see how this might be funny one day later, way in the future. But you know what, Covert? It's not funny now. You know why it's not funny right now? Because I'm the victim. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. All right, thank you, everybody. I'm Brandon Wayne Victim. Are you ready for your next comedian of the evening?